Hello, this is KT0 bringing you the I3 commentary on Fire Island again. On the bottom side of the map we have an Empire player whose name is AntiDarwin. What an aggressive name. And on the top side of the map we have an Allies player whose name is Maniek. And I've got this replay from gamereplay.org, and this replay is labeled as expert replay, so I assume that both of these players would be pros, and they have cleanse, naturally. And we see that the Empire player has opened with a 2 refinery opening, possibly looking for some economical build, looking to establish his dominance at the in the mid to late game. And we see that the Allies player has opened with a boost camp first. Well, I always call this the barrack, but hey, it's just my habit. And he's now going to build 1 refinery. What is the other structure that's building? I will assume this is the other. Yes, indeed, it's the other refinery. So he's not doing the very popular early Allies play here. But no matter, we see 2 dojos for the Empire player establishing at the center of the map, being spotted by a dog from the Allies player. He may look to crush the dog with the dojo called there when the Allies player is not paying attention. But I don't think it's really going to happen, since the APM and multitasking of those pros are just so insane. And we see that there's actually not much going on at the Empire player's base. Being that he's an expert, I have to assume that he is preparing for something, planning for something big, something major, something tricky, or something. Oh, he's produced a mega base, so he's looking for some mech bait later on, so we might be seeing some good tank harassments and indeed the backstepping of tsunami tanks as well. Now, meanwhile, we have the Allies player producing a seaport at the back of his base, the seaside, the shoreline at the back of his base, and he's now producing ACVs. So he's going to purely use hold their thoughts. We have the Empire player selling his MCV at his main base here, so he's looking for sudden surge of money here. I don't know what is it for, but I'm sure as hell that it's going to be good. So we see that the Empire player is continuously producing units at the center of the map out of the 2 dojos. So he's looking for an infantry rush with a sudden surge of money from the selling of his MCV, and he's being backed up by a mega bay, by some mechanized unit as well. So all he has to do is to put up enough pressure with those infantries to throw the Allies player off his game and destroy enough structures and units to justify the production of this number of infantries. Keep in mind that infantries are not so effective when your opponents do have ACVs and stuff like that. But we do have the Allied players. The Allied player has sold his seaports here. That means no more MCVs coming out. He's going to purely use the money. All his investments will be going into his air, and the air, I wonder if he needs anything else. The air of the Allies player is just so powerful that you so often will see that the Allied players' opponents will just crumble under the tremendous amount of pressure, excuse me, a bit of glitch in my speech there, pressure that they are able to put on. So we see that the Empire player is building out of the mega. Oh, I see 1 tank here. So he's producing out of the mega bay the mega tankus, which are the fighter airplanes of the Imperial forces. And we see that the 2 MCV is again a large, and I do mean a large, number of Imperial warriors. And I think, although the front armor of those 2 ACVs are very thick and they do have anti-infantry guns, I think they will lose to the sheer number of the Imperial warrior there. And it's especially compounded by the fact that they are light vehicles, they cannot crush infantry and tanks and stuff like that. Although ACVs can crush infantries and tanks. Behold, the mighty MCV, not ECV, did I say ACV instead of MCV? I'm sorry about that. So the MCV is able to crush both infantries and tanks because of the very heavy weights, apparently. Well, obviously, you put the whole construction yards out of it, and the thick armor as well. So yeah, a very aggressive MCV maneuver for the Allies player there. Phenomenal play. So Yeah, we see that the both players are running on 2 refineries, and considering that the Empire player has sold his MCV, he doesn't really have much of a choice at this particular point of the game. We see that the Imperial Warriors are actually very effectively attacking the MCV with their assault rifles. When they're in great number, they are able to reduce the HP of the MCV fairly effectively, and we see perhaps it's a misboxing, a miscontrolling of the Empire player has left 2 of his Imperial Warriors vulnerable. Keep in mind that now the Empire player doesn't have any means of reproducing his unit production facilities. Every unit of his is crucial, and he's running on 2 refineries as well. So every bit of the economy does matter. And meanwhile we see at the Empire player's main base an air battle commencing here. The Empire player losing a number of his Tengus to 2 Apollo fighters, and let the 2 Apollo fighters, both of the Apollo fighters have managed to get away, excuse me. So and the Empire player is continuing with his infantry pressure here at the right flank of the Allied player's main base, and where his construction yard is as well. Well, that's fairly fast healing there, so I will assume that either the Empire player has not been able to attack the MCV during that long period of time, or the Allies player just produced 1 engineer and put it inside the MCV to instantly heal it. So all the efforts of the Empire player has been wasted to that 1 engineer there. Although he is looking for a different angle of attack, is going to attack the left flank of the Allies player's base. Keep in mind that the Allies players buildings don't work the same as the Soviet players though. So since the MCV of the Allies players is here, so he cannot place any defensive structure here, nor does he have any sort of boots camps or things like that coming out anytime soon. So he's going to exclusively rely on those new indicators, which are not effective against a small number of units usually, but we see that the Allied player is putting on a very phenomenal micro show here. He's dropping 1 bomb at a time. If you have ever played the Allied faction, you know how hard it is to pull that move off. You just to have hours of practice. Sorry, I did confusion there. So we see that the Allied player has put 2 of his Apollo fighters at the Empire player's main base, preventing the Tengus for the Empire player to go anywhere, from going anywhere, before they can get to a critical number. And with the Vindicators, the Allied player has been effectively reducing the number, or the rate of increase in number of the Tengus for the Empire player. So he's doing a very good job of delaying again the push of the Empire player here. This was going to be a fairly rushed game due to the decision making of the Empire player early game, selling his MCV, taking their sudden surge of money, and produce a lot of units at a very short period of time. He could have ended the game right there, but then again the micro of the Allies player is just phenomenal, so he has managed to stop the early push, although we don't know how well would he do against this large number of Tengus. Keep in mind that if all the Apollo fighters are shot down for the Allies player, the Tengus will be able to run free, since they can just lend a portion of them to attack the buildings, and the others just guarding the air in case of Vindicators, so they can delay it long enough for the Tengus to actually destroy vital structures of the Ally force here. And we see that while when the Ally has been putting pressure on his opponent, he has expanded to the 3 o'clock expansion in the water, so it's now 3 refinery against 2 refineries. The Empire player has to hurry. Oh no, losing 2 more of these Tengus to Vindicator bombing rounds here, a very unwise move indeed. And I was saying the Empire player has to be fast here, otherwise he's going to fall severely behind due to the extra income for the Allies player as compared to the economy of the Empire player there. So yeah, I assume his thoughts was exactly the same as mine, so he's now going to move in his Tengus to the newly established expansion, which is very unguarded. as to be expected, and it's going to destroy one of the ore collector, the prospector for the Allied players there. Although the Allied players very wisely instantly starts to reproduce the prospector, commenced another bombing run for the Vindicators on the Tengus here, reducing the count of Tengus to 3, and the number of Tengus I don't think at this moment is enough to take down this refinery before they are taken down themselves. And they cannot run away with the ground, obviously, because the Vindicators are much faster than them, and they cannot lift to the air as well, because the Apollos are guarding the air, so it's going to be, yeah, it's basically going to be a suicide attack for those Tengus there. Talking about suicide attacks, what secret protocols has the Empire player chosen? We shall take a look. Is this just my imagination, or he has not chosen any of the secret protocols here? Wow, that is unusual, and that is very, very, I would say it's an arrogant move. That's a fancy move, but it's not necessarily effective. And now the Allied, the Empire player is attacking the ore refinery with one multi-gunner turret at the side of it and 2 Apollo fighters guarding the areas. They're not getting out in shot. So yeah, but that's